Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Teacher's Table. We made it. It is Friday, This is the 5th week of Teacher's Table. That's crazy. 5 weeks, every day, having the table, starting with you guys. That has been amazing. And this is... I want to say this is a wrap, but that's what today's topic is about. It's about this Teacher's Table, and we'll see. We'll see where this leads and what this goes to. Ultimately, it is our table, and that's important, that it's our table. And it's for us to decide, not me to decide. It's for us to decide what happens at this Teacher's Table. Let's see who we got here today. We got Don back. Loves our Don. Amanda made it back. She says she had to definitely check her watch to make sure it was Friday. It's crazy. Time is flying, isn't it? David made it. Nice to see you. Carrie made it. I think you made it to all of them except the one when you were moving out of your classroom. That's impressive. Phil, you've been here since week 1 too, I believe. Congrats. Thanks for being at the table. Kathy Sue, back again. Good morning, Kathy Sue. Hello, starting my day with you. Liz, welcome. Love seeing you here. Jennifer Ledford here. Thank you so much for making it back to episode 25. That's crazy. Speaking of episode 25, I was going to change the light goal today, and I was like, it's episode 25. Let's have the light goal be 25. Adam Marino made it back. Happy Friday from Wisco. I love it. Cheryl's here. Nice to see you, Cheryl. Good morning from Salt Lake City. Kyle's making it from the East Coast. That's fabulous. Carrie, yep. That's awesome. All right. So, I don't know. We'll see if we end up hitting our light goal. I have noticed Fridays is kind of our lowest attended day. I think it's the end of the week. I think people aren't really looking for sort of PD and that kind of thing, which I guess I want to sort of point out that that's what I kind of like about Teacher's Table. But that leads me to one of my sort of first questions for you guys. Teacher's Table, we have done kind of all sorts of things. We've done some personal shows. We've done some professional shows. We've done shows that were sort of a mix of both. We've tackled specific topics like the grading, for example. And we've also had a kind of open Q&A, whatever sort of came up and came out. I guess my first question is, how do you like the varied format? Do you think the varied format is something that we should, if we continue with Teacher's Table, should we continue with that varied format? Or, would you wish for more of those specific topics? Do you wish we would pick a single theme? Like, should Teacher's Table only talk about a particular topic? And again, if you could help me out in your response for this today's show, hopefully you are at your computer and able to type along, because there's going to be a lot of questions I'm sort of asking you guys. So hopefully you're able to sort of do that and answer back. And again, if you could put my name at the front end, then I know you're not talking to somebody else. That would be awesome. Super helpful on this end. Thank you very much. Don, let's see. He says, I really like the varied format. The czar has spoken. All right, next question, everyone. Thanks, Don. You're amazing. I love it. Good morning. You made it. I like it, Giovanni. Thank you for making it. I love it. I love having you here. Amazing group. I fully agree. Let's see. What does Kyle say? These have been fantastic. The varied format is nice, and with some dedicated to bring in and discuss. That varied format is kind of nice. What did Adam say here? I love the mix of professional and personal. We are teachers, but we are so much more than that. Yeah, so that kind of goes with a little bit of my philosophy, and I thought I don't know if it's helpful, but I thought I'd share, like, a long time ago, I sort of set out for like a goal, and it's crazy, I know, and it's big, but I think about some of those big people in our world and what they've done and what they've accomplished, and it's clear that many of them had kind of this large reaching goal that was probably unending, right? Steve Jobs was to make a dent in the universe, right? And kind of on that theme, making a dent in the universe, my goal has sort of been to help people find that joy in life, and that whole person of that joy, right? And that's what's led me down so many paths, writing the book, Explore Like a Pirate. This idea of gamification, that learning didn't have to be this cold thing. It could be alive, right? And it could be fun, and we could learn from games, and we could engage in games. To some of my hobbies of, cooking and playing board games with people, specifically board games, because I really love that like communal aspect, that around that table, that fellowship. So that's been my goal, is to help people find joy in the journey, both in the class and out of the class. And that's led to the book. That's Well Played podcast, right? It has been just celebrating those ideas. Some well-paid podcasts aren't about games at all, right? Or aren't about gamification at all. Some of them are just good ideas that remind us to do something because it's a really well done idea. And to things like the Hive Summit, right? The Hive Summit is, again, trying to help people out and find that joy, find that positivity, find that thing that can excite them. That's big for me. And so when I set out to do Teacher's Table, and I thought, let's invite people to the table, that table that I love, and together we can kind of learn. And because of that, that's what produced the varied format, right? Because I didn't want it to be just about gamification. I didn't want it to be just about like hard-hitting educational topics, right? Because as Adam pointed out, we are so much more than just that, right? To have a one-dimensional view of who a teacher is, you're going to get teacher burnout. We have to look at what makes all of us us. And when we come to the classroom, and when we come back to our home and our family and our friends with that holistic view of ourselves, that's where we're optimized. That's where we're great. All right, we have others that sort of answered my question. Let's see what we got. Love the mixture of topics. Like the varied format. Fantastic. Did you design questions for us? I'm going to put that little, I did. I like the mix. Seems like we got the mix. Let's see. What does Phil say? I enjoy the varied topics. Allows for lots of different avenues to explore and learn about. So it sounds like slam dunk. We like the varied topics. Let's see. What does Amanda say? I haven't been here very long, but I always liked the variety. It doesn't seem we couldn't do a themed week every now and then. I agree. I like some of the theme shows. The mix. So it seems like slam dunk. Mix is good. Oh, I like how Jennifer puts it. I think professional and personal helps us grow at the table. I love. Oh. Let's see. Nick Davis, love it. You've made a dent in the Davis family, that's for sure. And I'm guessing many other families. Awesome. All right, so I guess on that note, I'm in a page from Don here. We're going to try to do a little Mentimeter thing. I have a few Mentimeter questions queued up here. Let's bop over here. And if you go there, right, if you go to menti.com and use that code, this will only work for the people that are in the live stream because I think the code is only active for like a day or two. But so if you're catching this later, sorry. But if you're here now, you could do this. You could go to menti.com and use the code 128920, and then you'd be plugged in for I have like a few questions that we're going to walk through here, and we're going to try this sort of interactive thing. This is something that Don suggested to us all. I think it was on one of the Tooltastic Tuesdays, and I sort of explored it, and this is my first really like live go with it, to be honest, so we'll see how it works. We got some people already chiming in here. I thought I'd open with this question. This is a question I sometimes give my students. It's a fun way to sort of reflect about your class, and it's a little different. Instead of asking for like scales, do you know, 1 to 5, do you like this, do you like that? It's fun to ask kids to like give me 3 words, give me 6 words to describe my world history class, and to see that sort of come up and what happens is awesome. So looks like we got 5 people who have queued in and answered. I'm loving positive coming up super big, right? Not that everything has to be sunshine and roses, but, you know, it is nice to have a positive space. And I think all of us have moments and spaces and places that we reflect on some of the hard things. And that is good too. And we can reflect about those hard things here at this table as well. But if the overarching arc is positive, that's pretty awesome. Community. I love it. That's fantastic. Heather Barker, welcome. Glad you made it. We're trying Menti here. Mentimeter. Oh, I do know that. Don's telling me some of the Menti features here. I could hide students respond, or not students. You're not my students. So I can push this little button H, and now you guys don't see it. And I can just see on the corner that there's 11 respondents. And when I want, I could kind of unhide those responses, right? That's pretty cool. Nice job. All right. So love the words. Love what we have here. Pretty awesome. That community coming out pretty big. Learning, positive, joyful, fantastic. All right. So thinking through teacher's table. You guys, I can't stress this enough. It's about you guys. It is our table. It is us together. And so trying to figure out what we're going to go to moving forward, because the goal was to do 5 weeks in a row. And here we are at the end of the 5 weeks, 25 episodes in, and we got to figure out where does this go? And so that's kind of bring me to my sort of next Mentimeter sort of question. So hopefully you've left that open, and you should see another question for you. This question is, what would you prefer? Consistent weekday this summer. So like, do we say every like Wednesday, or I'm sorry. The first option is consistent every weekday this summer. So kind of like we've been doing. Number 2 is kind of a 1 day a week show. Third is twice a week show, and we would pick those, like, you know. And then 4th is canceled. Like, you know, it was good. It was nice. It was a good run, but all things must come to an end. I'm curious how you guys feel about that. All right, looks like I got 10 respondents. So I'm gonna unhide these results. Looks like twice a week show takes the top slot. That's awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for that information. That's fantastic. We got 12 respondents. That's pretty good. We got 14 in the video here. So that's pretty much everybody. Fantastic. Ooh, once a week show sliding up there. Awesome. All right. Oops. Sorry. Okay, then on that note, if we're going with, let's say, twice a week, let's say that's what we sort of decided as a group. Do we want mornings, evenings, weekend times? If you could pick one, sorry about that. If you could kind of pick one of these to be your sort of like top choice, and just it could end up being a mix, right? It could be like one day could be morning on the weekday, one could be morning on the weekend, maybe they're both mornings during the week. All right. So it looks like I got 14 respondents. So I can unhide the results. So it looks like mornings for sure. Some of you like in evenings, and some of you like in weekend times. That's fabulous. This is just going to be an open table response here. If there were other things you wanted to sort of share with me, because this will be data I can kind of look at later. That I won't post those right now, but if there are some things you want to sort of share, so we can kind of turn back to the YouTube here and spend the next like 10 minutes or whatever talking to each other here. So if from what I remember, we said twice a week was our number one choice, and mornings still was what people liked. On the mornings, I guess we had sort of said yesterday that it seemed like people liked this time in the morning. It was sort of nice enough to both sides of our country, right? And for those of you outside the United States, because I know we have some people that are around the globe. We had somebody come yesterday from Denmark, I think, and Vietnam. And so this time seems to be an okay time. So if we're going to do mornings, I think this is going to be the time slot for the mornings. And let's see. The other thing I wanted to chat with you guys about was some of the things we did, right? I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, I did this sort of wait, actually, I don't think we did it since week 1, but I sometimes did this. This was the breaking news where you guys would share sort of a good story. I tried that week 1, but week 1 was kind of our lowest attended week and whatnot, and I never tried it again. And here, like, we're going to see your comments on the screen, and we kind of have this little breaking news, and I would tell you guys, like, oof, let's share some positivity. Let's share something that's working in your classroom. Is this a feature that you liked and that we should bring back? That's my sort of next question. Many of you probably never even experienced this because, again, it was only that first week that we did this. Natalia, I agree. Like trying to pin down a time is tough when you're talking about a possible global audience, and even just in the United States. Here I am in Central Time Zone, and choosing 8 for me, I knew that was 9 East Coast, and that was 6 West Coast. But if you make it 1 hour clicked up so that West Coast gets 7. That makes it 10 for the East Coast. Like, that's like you're starting your day. You're already running errands and you're out of the house by 10. So choosing that time is not easy. Let's see what we got. Ooh, Ivani, I like that point. Is maybe teacher's table is needed over the summer, right? Like this idea of getting stuff prepared, getting stuff ready. Fabulous. Don, I don't know if this is in relation to my question or not, but that was pre-Don, I think. I don't think you've ever seen that. So maybe you like that. I did enjoy the breaking news, so we got to bring that back. Yes, I like it. Yes. I love the breaking news. Yes, love the breaking news. All right, so breaking news in. I dig it. Next question I had was, do you think we want to have any sort of guests on this sort of show? I have the ability that I could sort of with Skype bring in some people, and we could have that. But on one hand, I think that's good to have like different voices in here, and I want that. But on the other hand, I do like the sort of consistency of a style, right? And getting people used to using the chat box. I got to tell you, most teachers, if they're on a social media platform or on Twitter and they're used to Twitter chat, so like there is a bit of like training people to like, hey, we can use YouTube and we can have a Twitter chat here on YouTube, but it's about getting people used to that. So there is sort of a niceness to the consistency, but I'm curious what you guys think. Let's see. Adam Marino, I like it. Breaking news doesn't need to be included. I trust you'll choose which comments to share and discuss. That's good feedback. I like your response, Adam. That's good. It would be good to have the czar. I would love to have Don on for sure. I would love to have all of you on if we kind of open up to that. Looks like Elizabeth was on that page too. Having a guest or two would be nice. Carrie says Twitter confuses me. Well, so I mean that's good to hear, Carrie. So you're saying this platform has been a good one for you. That's good. Well, Don, so Don says he's torn. On that fact, we said at the first question, the opening question was, we enjoyed the varied format of Teacher's Table. So why don't we just say we're going to throw some guests in the mix, but that won't be a consistent part. But it sounds like some of us wouldn't mind a guest from now and again. So why don't we just throw that on the list of things we do here at the table, right? I dig it. I think Adam responding to Don here, I think is a good point. I think Teacher's Table would be a great space to sort of think through, share out resources, also empathize with each other, be in that space together. Lots is happening in our world right now, and I think it's important that we're all together and that we're inclusive at the table and that we're kind at the table. And that we empathize at the table. And we know as this summer progresses for our world and for our profession, there are going to be some decisions made, and probably varied decisions. Some of you are probably going to go back to school. Some of you aren't going to go back to school. Some of you are going to go back to school in some weird, different way than we've ever gone back to school. And so having a space to sort of process that and empathize together, and then also turn to coming up with solutions, because teachers are so resilient. I mean, we are constantly asked to sort of pivot and change direction and optimize experiences. So yeah, I mean, you're right. Teacher's Table might be a great space for that. Let's see. Sean here. I like it. Every couple of weeks works for guests. Really nice, breaks it up, gets some fresh ideas, etc. But not as an every day or 2 to 3 times per week. I like that. Bringing people on. It does have that injection of new ideas. I think it also honors the community. To be honest, so many of you are dynamic people. So many of you have shared wonderful ideas over the last 25 episodes. And to be honest, I've gotten to know you guys over the last 25 episodes. Some of you I knew before this, some of you I didn't really know before this. And showing up every day, having that cup of coffee or whatever it is at the table has been really nice. And I'd like to hear your voice and see you on Teacher's Table, right? So I think that would be nice. But I agree with you. You don't want to like clutter it up. You want that some level of consistency. I think that's good. Ivani, I think that's a nice addition too. When we have a particular topic, having somebody maybe that is an expert or somebody that has really good questions about that topic could be really good. Let's see, what does Amanda say? Keeping the variety and having a guest every now and then would be a great way to shake things up. I dig it. What does Nick Davis say? My daughter just asked, have we met the like goal? We haven't, and I don't think we're gonna, because like I said, Fridays is our lowest attended day. Like here we are, we're at 16, and I think it's kind of that end of the week thing. Our like goal today was 25, because it was the 25th episode. I was going to change it knowing Friday was our low day. I was going to put it at 20, but it was the 25th episode. I had to. Let's see. Don. All right, this one. Here we go. The guest can be someone already at the table. We pull up a chair to the video screen so we can get to know each other live with you one at a time. I dig it. I think a guest could be, like I said, super awesome. I think that's going to be the only way I have to do that, by the way, just so that we all know. You're going to need to have Skype. So make sure you guys all download and install Skype. It's a free tool. And while it's not the newest sort of video conferencing and web calling feature, it's a really good one in terms of actually video and audio quality. In fact, I found out this week it is what almost all the major news networks use when they're bringing in a guest off-site. They actually use Skype. They use some professional plan, but the tool I use to live stream, Skype's the only one that you can kind of plug people in from. And again, that choice by this company to use Skype is because of its quality. Let's see what we have. Don, I don't know whose this is at, but I was really into Twitter chats, but got more into Voxer and sort of left the chats. I have to say I have participated in other YouTube sort of communities, and I've loved the community. I love the chat on the side. I love that it's automatically storified. I love the video component of things. I like that in the descriptions you can put links. I like the comments after the fact, and I keep stressing this if you're watching this after the fact, that you can still continue the conversation, right? And somebody a year from now could watch this episode and put in their thoughts. I mean, on this episode, that's not the most important, but on some of those others, like somebody can add a comment and still have a voice in that conversation, and then somebody else can still see that. I actually find that to be more powerful than a Twitter conversation, but I understand that teachers aren't there yet. Like I said, Twitter is the dominant space to have professional development conversations, but I wouldn't mind adding YouTube to that space. And I love that for those of you that have made that jump over here, thank you. All right. You guys have some funny conversations here on the side. I dig it. Let's see. Nice, man. I mean, this is a total side conversation that I'm not going to necessarily repeat on here, but I actually love it. That's fantastic. Let's see, what did Kathy say here? Ms. Matera, it would be awesome to do a coffee EDU and Zoom for all of us to talk. That could be like a fun sort of addition. That would be awesome. I would love that. Maybe we could set that up. Maybe that's something, to be honest, we could do sometime next week. All right, so we are, as always, time sort of flies. Good morning, Kim. Glad you made it. So we're out of time here, and like I said, this episode is all about that's a wrap. But it seemed like we have definitely decided we're going to continue. I think to start, I'm going to start with the 2 days a week because that was the number one winning one. And we'll have to sort of pick which days those are. I kind of like our Tooltastic Tuesdays for the alliteration, so I kind of want to keep that one. And I don't know. There's something in me that just kind of wants to say Tuesday, Thursdays, because they're both beginning with T's. Really going with that alliteration. But I don't know what you guys think. You guys let me know. But again, we'll try some things over the summer, but Teacher's Table is going to continue, and thank you so much for being part of this community. And I'm sure it will even evolve from whatever we choose, to be honest. I have absolutely loved it. It has been an honor to be at the table with all of you, and I really do appreciate how vibrant and positive and supportive and inclusive this teacher's table has been. And again, that is because of all of you that have come to the table, and I love it. So you guys, I will see you later. Watch out on my YouTube channel I will post this weekend, next week's, and we'll go from there. And again, I'm not even saying that those are going to be the set 2 days. We'll find out. But I really appreciate all you guys being here. All right, guys, get after that day. Enjoy.